Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wa salatu salam ala khatim al-Nabiyyin amma ba'd. Dear brothers and sisters, today we want to do a video for you, something that is practical and something that actually eats away at all of us. It's called smoking. So I wrote a few points down. I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of everything that smoking does, but some points that you might understand to kick this habit, this nasty habit. Number one, why do you smoke? Why do you do that? Like, ask yourself, why do you smoke? There's no reasonable answer for it. If you see me now, I'll go in the woods, take a piece of leaf and put it in my mouth and burn it. Even that will be a bit more beneficial than the smoking itself, because it has 599 additives therein, and thousands of chemicals actually come out of it, and hundreds of chemicals that you ingest yourself and kill other people. So there's no reasonable answer for you. Why do you smoke? You see, answer that, and then you will be able to be on the track to quitting it. Why do you smoke? You don't have an answer. Don't tell me that you're under stress or that it's good for your health and that your breathing is going to be good. It's just no good answer to it. You see, you actually don't smoke. Oh, did I catch you by surprise? You really don't smoke. You know what you do? The cigarette smokes, you see, but you're just a sucker. Get it? You're just a sucker because you suck on it. And sucker also means a loser. So this is a pun on words. Brothers and sisters, quit this nasty habit. It's just not good for you, you see. Because the smoke is only, the cigarette is smoking. You are just a sucker. Remember that always. You're just a sucker. It's a slow poisoning. And Rasulullah ﷺ said the one who slowly poisons himself, or the one who poisons himself, will poison himself also on the Day of Judgment. Keep repeating that same act over and over again. You don't want to do that. It is a drug because it is recession proof. They know that no matter how bad the economy might get, the cigarette sales will never ever dip. Will never ever dip. 1 in 5 people out of this world smoke. So it is addictive. It is a drug. You're a human being with an intellect. Would you be able to put this burning leaf in your mouth and feel good about it? And really feel good about it? Take a look at one of these pictures. This is the lung. This is the healthy lung and the sick lung. The healthy lung is on my right and your left. This is a healthy lung where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you to breathe fresh air with. This is a sick lung. So the sick lung here looks horrid. It's about to die. So you might think you are healthy by taking puffs because you can't see your lung yourself. But if you have been smoking for a while, your lung is going to start looking like this lung on my left and your right. So be very, very careful. Just because you can't see it, that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. So be careful with this, that the lungs that Allah gave you, it is a trust for you, so that you don't destroy it and that you don't become sick with it. Brothers and sisters, it's high time that we now take our lives to account by ourselves, meaning to say that we have to be a people who do things that are right by ourselves. This leaf, this drug, this cigarette, this 3-inch thing is actually making a huge human being like you into a slave. Would you be able to take that? Huh? This is a challenge to you today. Besides all of the chemicals that it has, all of the additives, and I can go on, tar and arsenic and formaldehyde and all of these things, which no human being should be able to ingest or should not want to ingest if you have an intellect. It also has something called whale vomit, you see. It's so just imagine eating whale vomit. Just think about that. Secondly, in the University of Sydney in Australia, a professor named by Simon Chapman, he discovered that there are 185 uses for the pig itself, for pork or the swine. Now, out of these 185 uses for industrial use itself, one of the additives in the cigarette is pork. Now, you don't know which one it is. It's actually pig blood. Let me just spell it out to you clearly. The hemoglobin of the pig. Pig blood. Just imagine you now having pig blood and smoking and still saying, well, it's makruh, it's detestable. Even if it's makruh, you should not actually be able to do it. But it is unanimously known that it is something of haram nature because it's causing so much damage. And forget even that. Are you going to take pig blood and put it in your mouth, and they will call it processing aids, or this is a trade secret? They're not going to put pig blood on top of cigarettes, because Muslims are a great majority that imbibe these cigarettes, you see, because in our countries with lax laws, people go in, they have a soccer tournament in Gambia and they pass out cigarettes. Just imagine these companies give you emphysema, give you lung cancer, give you all of these things totally against sporting, and they're able to actually fund these programs because once they know you start, you're done. Now, are you going to have pork blood and then say, brother, mashallah, let us go to pray, or let me pray tahajjud and have some pork blood, or let me have some pig blood and then I will actually go to the mosque after that, or right after I fast, because I have been fasting from cigarettes, let me just break it on pig blood. Will that make sense to you? So today is a day for you to really think that I need to cut this dirty habit once and for all. Are you going to ingest? You don't even eat non-zabi hamid, and you're going to be having pork blood in you? Do you think they're going to tell you whether Export A has it or Du Maurier Extra Light doesn't? No, it's all mixed in. So be very, very careful, because now you have been warned. Once you have been warned, then there is no excuse left for you. Fifthly, smoking can be good for you. How did I say that? That's really shocking, huh? Smoking can be good for you in one way, only one way. And listen to it carefully. There was an experiment done, 20 worms. There were 20 worms divided into two. 10 in clear water, good drinking water. They lasted for 7 days. And 10 in water that was filtered with a pack of smoke. They died a miserable death within 30 seconds. They died. So how is it good for you? If you smoke, the only good that you might get, you might never ever get worms. Which is not a good way. By the way, it's a joke. So you don't want to have worms to begin with, because worms, no living entity can live in smoke. The birds have known to actually die after drinking things where the cigarette butt was actually left, and if they drank from it, they literally died from it. So be very, very careful. It's not a solid proof that if you smoke you won't get worms. Sixthly, cigarettes. 5 cigarettes have enough nicotine to kill you if you ingest them. If you start eating them, it will be hard for you to swallow. But if you start eating cigarettes, 5 of them is enough to kill you. Just imagine what will happen to you if you just eat 5 of them. You will just die. So are you ready to do that? Just eat cigarettes and die? So if you smoke them over a time, don't you think that you will die? Something that is small.